Good morning, groovy citizens, and happy winning Wednesday. You guys, it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. That means it's the middle of the week, okay? That means that there's only 2 more work days, unless you work the weekends. Otherwise, it's only 2 more work days, and we're back at the weekend. Somebody shout amen, because I'm trying to tell you, I'm ready for the weekend. Not that I'm doing anything, but I'm just ready for the weekend. So before I jump into today's topic, I hope you all are having a wonderful winning Wednesday. And if not, guess what? Your day is going to get better. Just keep on living. Hang on in there. Now, before I jump into today's topic, I have a few things I want to share with you guys, and then we're going to go right into the topic. The first thing is, you guys, I'm excited. Can I just tell you why? Because I'm on my 3rd card file box. So, as you know, I write my notes on these 3x5 cards, right? So, here is my first one that is full. I have 168 topics in here, okay? Here's my second one that I just finished up on Monday. This one has 105 topics in it. And I think it's because a lot of the topics that I had like maybe 4 or 5 cards of notes per topic. Well, guess what? This is my 3rd one, and I just started on this one today, which is where this came from. So I'm super excited about that. And my good friend Mark and I, we are working on topics because we're going to do a podcast. Hopefully we can get it done in the next couple of weeks. But like I told him, it'll be like a random podcast. I said we need to have an agenda of the topics that we're going to talk about. And so I told him to come up with like 4 or 5. I'll come up with 4 or 5. We'll look at the list and figure out what we're going to talk about. Because I want to, you know, not that it's in a specific order, but just so we're not like completely all over the place. We have an idea of what we're going to talk about. And then you don't have that weird dead air situation going on because you don't know what to talk about next. So that's what we're working on. And I'm working on a cooking video for next month. Not quite sure what we're going to do. I know I've been promising y'all cooking video for the last few months, but see, when you don't cook, you got to come up with stuff that you can actually do and that won't take long, because I don't have the patience for anything long. And I'm working on my podcast topics for next month, my own podcast topics. And I'm really thinking about what it is I want to talk about, because it is the month of November and we celebrate Thanksgiving, of course. So I want to make sure my topics are kind of focusing more on gratitude and being thankful and that kind of thing. So working now on what it is I want to talk about, because as you know, I have to have all of those podcasts recorded, uploaded, edited. And when I say edited, really it's just creating the thumbnail and ready to go, so that each Saturday I can just make it live, share the link, you all can listen to it. And by the way, thank you all so very much. For those of you that listen to my podcast, I thank you so very much. I truly do, from the bottom of my heart. That's why I say I just love you all to the moon and back. Now, 2 other things, and we're going into the topic. This morning, I saw, unfortunately, 2 dead animals. That just made my heart hurt. The first one was a dead raccoon, and his back was to me. But the second animal I saw was a dead possum, and it looked a bit angry. So I was telling my dad about it. He said, yeah, death will do that. So, Lord forgive me for laughing when my dad said that, but I guess he's right. So, poor animals, my heart goes out to them. I hate to see animals getting hit by cars, but I know that's just the reality in which we live. And last night, oh my goodness, if you're on Facebook, I need you to go to the Metropolitan Baptist Church page, official page, honey. So this is our 3rd Tuesday of revival for the month of October. October is revival month for us. And instead, like, you know, back in the day, we had revival for a whole week. Well, now we have it every Tuesday in the month of October. And last night we were blessed by the Reverend Dr. Freddie Haynes. And when I tell y'all, that man brought a word. He brought a word. It's too much to unpack, but his topic was simply this: I'm not okay, comma, but God. And I'm going to unpack that a little bit more on Sunday when I give you all your motivation for next week. So tune in for that if you watch my reels on Instagram, or if you watch them on TikTok, because that's what I'm going to be talking about, okay? Now, let's go into today's topic. Trying to make sure this man don't try to park in front of my house, because it's going to be on and popping. So let's go on to today's topic, which simply is, y'all, I never did write a topic title down. Okay, so I have to be honest with you. I don't know what the topic is, but I'll have one by the time I upload this video. And so I want to share this first quote with you by Steve Harvey. And it simply says, everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. Now, that'll preach all by itself. All we have to do is pass the collection plate, give the benediction, and let's go on home. Everything, not some things, not a few things, but everything that you're going through right now is preparing you for what you asked God for. Come on now. You didn't think it was just going to be easy, did you? This next quote again is by Steve Harvey. He says, when you are on the other side of your troubles, you understand things much better. Again, that'll preach all by itself. When you're on the other side of your troubles, then you understand things much better. Next is a quote by Joel Osteen. Actually, the next 1, 2, 3 quotes are by Joel Osteen. And he says, when you are in tough times, you have to remind yourself that that is not how your story ends. Again, that'll preach all by itself. When you're going through some stuff, that's not how your story is going to end. So don't let it, I get it. It upsets you, it frustrates you and all that good stuff, but that's not how your story is going to end. And then he says, the energy brought it to set you back. I'm sorry, the enemy brought it to set you back. He didn't realize he was setting you up for God to show out in your life. Can I say that one more again? He didn't realize he was setting you up for God to show out in your life. He meant it for your harm, and God's turning it to your advantage. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, honey, the enemy tried to set you up and thought that he was getting the last laugh, but the last laugh is on you, for real, because, no, I'm sorry, you're getting the last laugh because what the enemy meant for harm, for your harm, God is turning around in your favor. Come on now. Reminds me of one of my favorite songs, and the guy just simply says, it won't always be like this. The Lord will, oh God, I lost my train of thought. Something concerning me, and sooner or later it'll turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. Come on now, that's just powerful. I can't believe I missed the sentence before that because I was just singing it earlier. And then he also says, in the middle of your difficulty, start declaring greater is coming. I don't know about y'all, but every quote I just shared with you will preach all by itself. In the middle of your difficulty. It didn't say when you get past the difficulty. It said right in the midst of it, start declaring that greater is coming. So no matter what you're dealing with, I don't know what you're dealing with, and I don't need to know, but I just need you to understand that greater is coming. It won't always be the way it is right now. So if you are struggling with money issues, or you're struggling with looking for a job, or you're struggling looking for that right relationship, it won't always be that way, y'all. So just know that God is turning it around for you, and greater is coming. And then the takeaway that I have down here is simply this: your suffering is not permanent. Can I say that again? Because somebody in the back of the room missed it. You were blinking too fast. Your suffering is not permanent. And I need you to really, really not just hear me, but I need you to let that sink in. Let it marinate in your spirit and understand that your suffering is not permanent, you guys. I know it feels like it is right now, but I promise you it's not. You won't always have the addiction. You won't always have that pain. Things will get better, but you have to go through the process. The suffering is a test to show God that you're not going to give up on him or yourself. I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but I really need you to understand that if you're dealing with an addiction of any kind of addiction, it could be alcohol, it could be drug related, it could be gambling, whatever your addiction is, it could be men, it could be women, whatever your addiction is, it's not going to always be there. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, honey, it has come to pass. Do you understand what I'm saying? And here's the beauty of it. Here is the coup de grace, as Mr. Dorn always said, that when you go through something, it doesn't matter how big or small in between it is. You now have a testimony. And here's the thing. You can't have a testimony, come on somebody, without being tested. That's why it's called a testimony. See, you've been tested and you made it through. So now you can share your story with other people, and whatever it is that you're dealing with, it's going to help somebody else. So just understand that there's a reason why you're going through what you're going through, or there's a reason why you've gone through what you've gone through. There's a reason why you will go through whatever it is that you're going to go through. It's because you now will have a testimony that you can share with somebody else and help them as they go through the same thing that you did. Plus, it's making you a stronger person. Do you ever notice how sometimes your faith can kind of hang in the balance, if you will. You're kind of like this with your faith. But when you go through something and God brings you out of it, your faith is renewed. So your faith goes from that of a mustard seed faith to now you've got this big Grand Canyon sized faith. Why? Because you've been tested. You've been tested, and you can say, all right, Lord, you know what? I have faith because I know that you will do what your word says that you will do. I know you will because you've done it for me. And if you can do it for me, then by God, you can do it for other people. Another song I was getting ready to share with you, I was listening to earlier by Marvin Winans, and his song says, I've seen your work in others, and I need you now to work in me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about when you watch people around you getting blessed and things are coming together for them, and you say, all right, Lord, I've seen you work in other people. Now I want you to work in me. But and it's your faith that keeps you holding on, because you know if God can heal somebody else, he can heal you. If God can fix the finances of somebody else, he can fix yours. If God can provide a job for somebody else, he can provide one for you. If God can raise up a business and make it a successful business for somebody else, guess what? He can do the same for you. So I don't ever want you to think, well, God's blessing Emily because she lives on the right side of town, and he's not blessing me because I live on the downside of town. It has nothing to do with where you live. See, society worries about where you live and where you're from. God doesn't care about any of that. We're all his people. We're all his children. And he loves each and every one of us equally. He doesn't love you any more than he loves me. And he doesn't love me any more than he loves somebody else. So none of that matters to him. His thing is, do you believe that I can do it? Are you living right? Did you come to me? Because as I've said to you all before, God already knows what you need. He knows what you need long before you knew you were going to need it. But he's just he wants you to come to him with your need. And I'm trying to tell you, there have been many, many, many days that I've had to lay prostrate in the floor or on my bed, because sometimes if I get down on the floor, these knees will make it hard for me to get back up. But I've had to lay down on my face and say, Lord, I come to you as humbly as I know how, and I'm asking you to do A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. I'm asking you to heal this person. I'm asking you to heal me. I'm asking you to remove this or to remove that or to remove the other. But God needs to know that he can trust me. That's really the takeaway from what I'm sharing with you today. God needs to know that he can trust you. He can trust me, and that we're not going to just give up on him. See, because we give up on each other, don't we? We give up on ourselves. But God says, I need to make sure you're not going to give up on me. And there's some things I've been asking God for a while now. And I'm still waiting, but I'm still believing. And when I get up and have my prayer meditation time, guess what I do? I say, Lord, I thank you in advance for doing whatever it is that I've asked him for. I thank you in advance for giving me whatever it is that I've asked for. Do I have it in hand? No, my hands are empty. But guess what? My faith allows me to thank God for doing what I've asked for, believing that he's going to do it. What does the word say? Ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open unto you. Well, I go to God and I say, Lord, I'm asking, I'm seeking, and I'm knocking. But most importantly, I'm believing. So just like you don't give up on me, God, I'm not giving up on you. But isn't it interesting how we can give up on God? Because we haven't seen him bring to life those things we've asked for. But God never gives up on us. Even when you out here acting a plumb daggone fool, he still doesn't give up on you. That's interesting, isn't it? Y'all, listen, that's my time. Like I said, when I post this video, I will have a topic for you. And I do apologize that I forgot to write down what the topic is that I wanted to discuss. But hopefully something that I said marinates with you. And I'll put these quotes in the description box because I need you to really, really let it just marinate in your spirit, not to give up on God, to truly walk by faith. It's just like with these glasses on, I walk by sight because I can see up the street. I can see down the street. We had a water main break, y'all. So I can see that WSSC trucks are down there fixing the water main break. But if I were to take these glasses off and I look down the street, it's all a blur. Now, I know there's trucks there because I've already seen them. But if I take these glasses off, I can't see them that well. Oh, but so I'm walking by faith without these glasses on. But when I put these glasses back on, I'm now walking by sight because I can see. So all I'm asking you to do is sometimes take off those glasses and walk by faith. Trust God. Trust God to do what he said he was going to do. Trust that he will bless you the way you need to be blessed. And the beauty of that is sometimes he will bless us with more than what we could have asked or even, more than you can ask or receive. So I'm trusting God to do that. I always say, God, show up and show out as only you can. But I need you to walk in faith. Now, I don't want you to walk into anything, so put them glasses on when you need to. But I need you to be walking by faith all day, every day, not just when it suits you and not just when God does for you whatever it is that you've asked him for. Stop giving up on God because he won't give up on you. You know why? Because he's able. He's able to do all things, great and small, and everything in between. Y'all, really, that's it. That's my time. I love you all so, so much. If you're new to watch my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you, to encourage you. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I love you. And when I say I love you, I truly, truly, truly mean what I say. And I love you from my heart. I really do. Many of you I've never met. I'll never get a chance to meet, but I just love each and every one of you. And I look forward to being able to come and speak life into you because it's always my hope and my desire that something that I say will allow you to go on one more day, to go on believing and not giving up. That's what motivation is about. Y'all know the drill. You know my spiel. I love you, and there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing that you can ever do about it. I'm going to love you even if you talk about me. I'm going to love you even if you turn your back on me. I'm going to love you even if you give up on me. I'm going to love you even if you snub your nose at me. See, that I don't worry about all of that. God will handle that. That's his job to deal with that. I'm going to love you anyhow because that's what I'm called to do. I'm called to love you as Christ loves the church, not necessarily with Michelle's love all the time. I mean, when I say I love you all, I love you with the love of God, but I also love you with Michelle's love. That sometimes folks get underneath your skin and you have to say, all right, Lord, then you know I'm loving so-and-so, but it's with your love, not mine. But when I say I love you guys, just know that I do. And I want nothing but the best for each and every one of you. That's why I always say, go out there, live your life to the fullest. Start living your dreams. Whatever that thing or those things are that you have been asking God for, I need you to start walking and acting like you've already received it. Go out there and step into your greatness. Love you all, and we'll talk again on Friday.